Yo, what's up, guys? Okay, so this one is about breaking in, but it just occurred to me. I never have said this about myself, and I think a lot of people don't know this about me. But then I'm gonna get to a question for you guys. So first of all, I know probably a lot of people who've bothered to read my bio think, what? You were married to a CAA agent for 20 fucking years? I could get signed like that too, dude. Nepotism. Don't act like this is hard, bro, when it got handed to you, bro. Okay, hold on a second. Did you know this? I was signed 3 times before my ex became an agent. 3. Okay, with good spots, legit spots. Not for writing, for other shit, other industry shit. What, dude? Yeah. So no, my ex did not break me into the industry. I was already in the industry. I already had gone overseas and worked over there and shit, print, commercials, whatever, I had already booked a national commercial before she became an agent, for music, I'd already had Michael Jackson's manager be like, I like his music. Do you have a band? I said, no, it's just me. I just wrote everything. And he's like, put a band together. I was already doing that, dude. I wasn't fucking green to the industry by the time my ex became an agent. So that's something to consider and take into consideration when you hear the way I speak about the industry. It wasn't like I was like working, whatever, my day job, and then years later, once my ex becomes, big in the industry, then I say, hey, can you introduce me to the industry and let me like try to, cut my way in line. No, I was already doing shit, and my Naked Gun credit, if anybody's like looked at my IMDb, that credit was never on IMDb. The reason I put it on IMDb, or what do you call it, petitioned or whatever it's called to get it on there, was as a joke, because I'd already done a bunch of shit like that and I didn't care that they weren't on there. When it got on there, I was already signed at CAA, and I was working with made a deal with my first choice showrunners on my show, which was dark as fuck, and one of the showrunners was on The Golden Girls. And then, decades later, was a writer writing really dark shit. That's what gave me the idea. I thought it was funny. So I petitioned them and they put it on there. But I'm over here like, I thought it was funny that would be my first credit. And my show was like this close to going. I thought it was gonna go, it didn't, whatever. And my other one that got closed didn't either, but whatever. Another thing is, before I get to the question, some people have said, it's been a long time since you've been repped and shit like this, right? Even homeboys that I've spoken to several times. And I'm like, wait, what? They're like, yeah, it's like 10 years ago or some shit. I'm like, no, dude, I was signed, right before COVID is when I split from my reps. I'm like, I was repped up until then. And once COVID started, and we ended amicably, and then once COVID started, I reached out to some managers and shit, and they read my shit and they're like, yeah, this is dope, dude, let's move forward. So I had a couple choices, and I thought about it, and I said, you know what, I'm gonna turn it down. What? You would turn down being rep, dude? That's my dream, man. Yeah, I turned it down. Why, dude? Because I wasn't in the frame of mind to write right then. And I knew what was going to be expected because I'd already been repped a bunch of places. You got to crank these scripts out, spec scripts. So, I knew that they were going to be expecting at least like 4 scripts a year. And I'm like, I just don't have that kind of time right now. I'm dealing with other shit right now. So I politely declined. And I'm glad I did, because then it would have just kept me in the same trap, I think, in my opinion, of just that Hollywood grind where I'm not really sort of thinking of what I want to write. I'm focused on let's play the game and play it by the system. At this point, I've had a long enough break from the industry where I'm like, no, I'm gonna write what I want to write. So I've changed my thinking a lot, from not being repped, which I recommend sometimes. If you've been repped a lot, especially if your first time being repped was when you're 21 years old and now you're 51 and it's 30 years later, I recommend, take a fucking break sometimes from being repped. Sometimes it gets exhausting, and you forget why you're doing art in the fucking first place. So here's my question. What are you doing to break in? What are you doing to break in that is not trying to hold someone's hand? Can someone hold my hand and take me in? What are you doing to hit the bricks? When I got signed, no one held my hand. I didn't know anybody in the industry. I went on cold shit, 100% cold. Just walked into places. Can you guys sign me? There was a lot of no, fuck you. You have no experience or whatever. And then finally I get signed, and that happened 3 fucking times. So what are you doing? Like, let's say, for example, like, fuck these contests. That's why I feel this way. Fuck these contests and what are you doing? Probably the main things are contests and trying to network on Twitter. I bet that's most of what people are doing, trying to break in. And they're like, I don't know what else to do, man. And I say crazy shit like that, like, just throw your script on the ground, see what the fuck happens. Print out a bunch of them, throw them around, where strategically, shit like this, shit no one else is doing. So let's say, do you have another strategy is my question. Do you have another strategy other than the contest, other than being the anomaly on Twitter where you have to act perfect and walk on fucking eggshells to try to get that showrunner, you know what I'm talking about, to take notice of you and laugh at one of your little jokes and be like, I wonder if that person writes funny shit. Let me read their shit. That's probably not going to happen. You're probably not going to win these contests. So what is your game plan, dude? Like, what is something you can do other than sitting in your chair? Because everything I mentioned is sitting in a chair. Here's you. Let me act it out, okay? All right? Here's you writing. Here's you networking. Now you're on Twitter. Here's you sending your shit to contests. You're in the same spot doing everything. Does it look like I'm doing anything tangible? Not to me, dude. What do you do once you stand up out of that chair? Now what? You see what I'm saying? Now what can you do? This is the shit you should be thinking about. It's not my question to answer. It's your question to answer. And I'm not trying to be an asshole. I'm just saying, do you realize that you're sitting in the same fucking place year after year after year? Nothing's fucking changed for you, or you wouldn't be watching my videos. So what's a step you can take to get some momentum? And if anybody has any good ideas, drop them down below, man, because I promise you this, you're not giving away your big secret if you have a fucking awesome idea, because barely anybody watches my videos. And that's the thing, is like, The videos that get a fuck ton of likes, they're the videos that are about, let me teach you how to write a screenplay in less than 24 hours. I can teach you how to write a screenplay that will sell in a week. You know, this kind of nonsense. I can teach you how to 10x your money and become a multimillionaire overnight. Those will get a lot of views. People with practical advice, practical experience that they lived, and asking you hard questions to try to get you motivated, those don't get any views, dude. You know, those people have barely any followers. Why do you think that is? Okay, I'll end it here. Why do you think that is? I think it's because a lot of people don't want to know how hard it is. What, you're going to tell me it's almost impossible? Click, I'm out. I'm not going to like that. I'm not going to subscribe to that channel. Fuck no. See what I'm saying? But the question still remains for you. It doesn't leave just because you click off my fucking shit and are like, I'm going to plug my ears, dude. The question still remains. So what's your fucking answer? Okay? Good luck, guys.